This video will change your mind. If you're one of the people who's seen all the videos of how men and women are acting nowadays in this new generation, this video will show you that there's still a chance to find somebody and take them serious and still have a long, loving relationship. I promise. Take a look at this video and let me know how you feel.
And he also taught me as another saying is, if you don't heal from the things that hurt you, you're gonna bleed on people who didn't cut you.
Say they finna get an argument or something, and I see how you might get quick tempered. I'd be like, oh wait, do I get quick temper sometime? And I'd be like reflecting, like maybe I could see myself in my dad sometimes. So then I try to correct it, and then sometimes I make sure I'm not doing the same thing to the person I'm talking to. So he was feeling weird.
Yeah, this man found me in the freezer.
I said, what are you doing?
I admit I did take some things too far, but the only thing that I don't regret is about to swing on her because she spit on me. It's the whole independent mindset that most people have, not just men but in women. Like I've had that mindset too. Like, oh, I can do everything by myself, this and the third. Well, if that's the case, why is your partner here?
What would you say is the biggest challenges y'all face since being together, or like what are some things you had to work on in the relationship?
Kids start picking up stuff at a young age, so it's like, well, my mom and my dad are always fighting. I'm gonna do it. If they get along perfectly fine, I'm gonna be like that. So like, they adapt at a young age, so whatever they see, they gonna do. So this how I knew that's my man. Cause like I said, one day when it first happened, as soon as we got back, like as soon as we walked through the door in the dorm building, I had passed out. So when I had woke up, I was in his bed.
What's good, family? Welcome to another episode of Generational Health and Self-Love. And as you see, it's going to be a little different this time. It's just me right here, and I'm going to have a guest on here that's going to talk about, we're going to talk about relationships, life, and family, and kind of, what stuff we usually talk about when we get on the podcast. Now, this guest has something interesting going on. They're around my age, but they're also about to get married and move across the country, or to a different country actually. So I just want to bring her on here and have a little conversation with her. And without further ado, Coco, can you come forward? So I'm glad we got you to come out here and get on the podcast with me. Can you let them know a little bit about you and your background, like where you from, family, what's it called?
Well, I'm originally from Atlanta, but I moved to New York, New Jersey, back here, then Texas, and then back here.
Okay. And can you let them know like how you grew up, like family wise, like what's the household looking like what's your background?
I mean, living with, like, because my parents aren't together. So, living with my dad, it was, like, kind of...
Wait, so when you was little, who'd you live with first? Or was they always separate your whole life?
Mm-hmm. They were never... Well, they were together, but, like, they split right after.
Okay. So, in the beginning, you stayed with your dad?
My mom.
Okay, go ahead. Well, go ahead. Let me let you talk.
But I only lived with my mom up until I was 4. Because right after she got married, that's when I moved with my dad. Up until I was 12. Yeah, 12. But, I mean, my dad's side, not saying that it was hard or like bad growing up, but like I didn't really get to be a kid, if that makes sense. Like,
What you mean? Like did you have siblings you have to watch and stuff? Like, okay, that's a common thing I see when the kids have to raise the other kids, and it's kind of like force you to be more mature early.
Right.
And it's funny that you say that you moved with your mom at 4, because I did the same thing. We moved from St. Louis and to here, and I was with my dad after that. So that's interesting. And all the summers I used to go back and forth from my dad's to my mom's. Like, so summer break to stay down there. But so, did you think that from a young age, your parents not being together like maybe affected the way you see like relationships?
Yeah. I always like relationship. When I had my first relationship, in 8th grade.
Uh,
Um, I was like, what, 13, 14 at the time. So, of course, like, I thought it was supposed to be, like, perfect. Because even with my mom being with my stepdad, like, their relationship to me was, like, my ideal relationship of what I wanted with, my husband. So, of course, like, at a young age, like, I expected it to be perfect. Like, like, honeymoon type of relationships.
like in the movies?
Right.
Okay.
But, like, as I got older, I'll say I didn't realize till, like, 10th grade.
So now, like you said, 8th grade, first relationship, and you thought it was gonna be perfect, whatnot. Then you get to high school.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that? Well, obviously, I think you just proved the point. But do you think that your family can play a part in your relationships? Like, do you think family plays a big part in how you are and how people are in their relationships?
Like, character?
Yeah, like, do you think family affects the way somebody is when they're in their relationships?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
You think so? Okay.
Because, like, kids start picking up stuff at a young age. So it's like, well, my mom and my dad are always fighting. I'm going to do it. If they get along perfectly fine, I'm going to be like that. So, like, they adapt at a young age. So whatever they see, they're going to do.
Yeah. And I definitely agree with that, because I had a friend who was dating a girl, and his girl was having situations at home, and I think that they had irritated her, and when he would get on the phone with her, she would put it out on him, her frustration and all that. So it was affecting the way that she would treat him, and he was like, he get that she got stuff going on at home, but she can't just reflect or deflect that, project that onto him. And I think it's a point where, like, we gotta start looking at how our family affect us, or see, like, because I know when I'm with my dad, or when I see my dad and my mom, I think about how we have similarities. Like, I might see if my dad is, say they finna get an argument or something, and I see how he might get quick tempered. I'd be like, oh wait, do I get quick tempered sometime? And I'd be like reflecting, like, maybe I can see myself in my dad sometimes. So then I try to correct it, and then sometimes I make sure I'm not doing the same thing to the person I'm talking to. So I definitely do think it's important. So from your 8th grade relationship to 10th, it sounded like you said something must have changed. So what do you think was, like, something that changed between then and there?
I think it was just, like, my friends at the time that kind of, like, I guess helped me in a way to be like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they kind of helped me in a way to be like, you can't be for real. Like, be for real. If that makes sense. Like,
about what different scenarios that happen in, like, relationships.
Like, if I tell them, like, it was one time I literally got upset because this man was at work, and I got mad because he told me to get off at a certain time. I'm expecting a phone call right after that certain time.
So he told you he got off at a certain time, and you expected him to call you at that time? Oh, okay. And so then what happened?
And I told him, like, I thought you get off at, such and such time. So he was like, Courtney, I'm at work. Like, I still got a job to do. Like, even though I told you I'm getting off at this time, that don't mean I can call you at this time.
Exactly.
And
that
then,
time.
Right. And, my friends at the time, like, they would tell me the same thing. So that's when I was like you said, like, sometimes, like, growing up in relationships, I did see my dad in me, and I ain't like that, because, like, I love that man, I really do, but he can get he gets irritated quick.
Yep, that's how my dad used to be.
Like,
but now he's got it more control. And also I see a fact, did you tell him to call you? Like, when he told you he got off the time, did you tell him to call you at that time?
Yeah, I told him to call me when he get off.
Oh, when he get off. And you thought that was going to be, like, right then and there. Oh yeah, hey. Yeah, nah, but then you got mad. But before you got mad, did y'all talk? Did you communicate? He was like, so, you know what I'm saying, like,
I mean,
or was you already mad when you didn't get that call?
I wasn't 38 hot. I was just like, you said you're gonna call me, like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying like I thought he was like, doing something.
Right.
But it was just like, I don't know.
Okay, I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. And then I'm actually surprised that you said that your friends, the ones who was held on
Yeah,
you
you
tripping.
need to tighten up, right?
Yeah, because sometimes people got friends and they'll tell you, girl, you better drop him. He da.
Right.
I'm like, whoa. First of all, but that's interesting that you had that crowd around you at that time. So, what do you think that would you say like being in a relationship? Also, because I don't know if you had the same experience, but would you say that being in a relationship also helped you like mature or become a better person, or would you think what do you think about that, or would you say nah, it affects you in a bad way?
You mean like in general, or from the jump from middle school to high school?
In general, I say in general.
For sure. I've been in relationships where I've been completely dogged out because I was not in a mental headspace multiple times, actually. I've been in relationships where it looked like my parents, like I would be my dad and they would be acting like how my mom would. Yeah. So it's even been situations where it was like they would cheat on me and then like I did something wrong. So then I guess like really taking those relationships and actually like what did I learn from this relationship actually helped a lot, because you and my husband, he even told me like you can't carry your past relationships onto the next one.
Facts.
Like you can't expect, oh, they're gonna cheat on me with the next person when they didn't do nothing to you yet, because you still holding on from that hurt.
Right, so you bringing your past trauma onto the next,
right,
and then it's affecting where you at right now, and because you stuck in the past.
Right.
Okay, I get that.
And he also taught me as another thing is, if you don't heal from the things that hurt you, you're gonna bleed on people who didn't cut you.
God, okay, who is this? Who is he? Is he a preacher? Does he preach?
No, but like
he's got some good quotes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know you said 5th grade. Grades is crazy, you know what I'm saying? You don't know crazy. But would you say that moving on, you was like a scholar, or you was like AB, or
for sure.
Like CB? Or...
I was for sure a scholar. Like, my mom, big shout out to her, because like it's been times where we sat at that dinner table for hours just so I can, because like I said, I barely passed 5th grade. So going to middle school right before I moved back with my mom. Like I said, it's been plenty times when we sat at that dinner table, like,
and stayed there, did work, study, and she made sure you got it
and
right.
She made sure, like, she even taught me like, little tricks and easier way to figure it out, and she even got me these books, like different math, English, science. She even got me books to even help me learn, which definitely helped a lot. And then when I got to high school, not gonna lie, gang, them grades was up and down.
Tight.
But mainly because I was trying to do sports, and I wasn't like, I never played no sports besides cheer in 5th grade or 4th grade. So like I didn't know how to balance like being in high school and playing high school sports.
Being a student athlete, trying to do okay. Yeah, how did y'all meet?
First year of college.
First year of college? Y'all met in college? I have my little things about being in college, but how did that work? Have y'all been together ever since, or? Okay. So being in college and meeting somebody, how was that? Because I know college is a little crazy, and you don't unless y'all had the same dorm or was the same part.
We did. We had the same building, and I was on the 3rd floor, and he was like right under me.
Oh, so y'all was in the same building. Yeah, because I was about to say, I know it get a little crazy at college. I don't know what college. Can you say what college you went to?
Well, I started off at Georgia Southern, and then I graduated from Southern Crescent.
Okay. But what would you say is the biggest challenges y'all face since being together? or like what are some things you had to work on in the relationship?
I feel like the biggest thing for both of us was trust and communication. Those are the two things that we.
Trust
Those
and
are like those are the main things that we actually like struggle with. Meaning like I had just got out of a relationship. Well, technically both of us had just got out of a relationship because when I graduated high school, I was with a girl. So when I had went to college, me and her had like it started to
Y'all
fall
was still
out.
talking? Like y'all was friends still?
We were still talking when I first got to college. Me and him, we didn't start doing anything till like November.
Okay, but y'all were still kind of cool, so she's still in your mind, kind of while you was talking with. But
Yes
y'all
and
wasn't
no.
together. Y'all was just still talking.
We
Right?
were just me and him were friends because, like I said, we both just got out of a relationship. So I was still with her, and when I had first went to college, she didn't fully trust me going, and I kept reassuring her, like always telling her what I was doing, where I was at, who I was with. Like it got that bad to the point where I was like, all right, like if you're not gonna trust me, ain't no point of being together.
Right, because even if you still doing all this stuff and she's still not trusting. Okay.
It got to the point where she didn't trust me, and even to the point where like, cause I would be like the first week I got there, I was staying out to like 4-5 in the morning, knowing I had class in about 3-4 hours.
All right.
And she didn't like that because it's like like what you doing outside that late. So
and you just started college.
So I had started being back inside earlier so we can like still talk on the phone before she went to sleep and stuff like that. And it was just like, okay, I'm trying to make it work, but it just kind of seemed like it's always a new problem. So oh, and it got to where like her best friends got involved. That's when I had to be like, oh nah, I can't.
Her best friend's talking to you?
Like dogging me out.
Oh, but they was saying it to your face or telling her?
Telling her.
Oh,
and
okay.
then she'll be like, well,
My best friend said this?
Yeah, and it was like, okay. But she knew I didn't like them from the start no ways. So I never gave her, and then like when we had broke up, she made it seem like I was always the type to be like, it's either me or them. Like, no, I always encourage her to go be with her friends. It's just like the stuff that would happen when she was with her friends and they were responsible for it. That's what I ain't like. So when I had to try to tell her that, she was like, well, why are you, trying to make me choose between them or you? And it's like, it's not like that, gang. It's just...
Yeah, when you out, you doing you shouldn't be doing, so that's why.
So it's like, and then, like, you done got hurt a couple times being with them and at their hands. So it was like, of course I'm not going to rock with that. So after me and her finally had broke up, it was this big issue going on, and he was the first one to comfort me through it, because it was like, it was ridiculous. It was like,
it wasn't just simply I just stopped talking. It was
it was a whole fallout before she finally just like, all right, I'm done.
Okay, so it didn't get too serious then? Like y'all wasn't out here.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, she was just mad at you, basically, and then that was that, or was she like, oh no, you're not finna break up with me, or blah blah blah?
No, it wasn't no like, oh, you're not finna break up with me. It was
petty stuff.
Yeah, it was just petty stuff. Like, example, it was one night she had called me and she was cross.
Crossfit. Okay.
So she was just talking. Then her friends was also cross, so they over there in the background calling me out my name, like everything out the book. So I'm like, all right, cuz I'm like, I already knew like she wasn't sober.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just let you call me when you calm down. So then she started cussing me out. Her friends started cussing me out. So I was like, all right, cool. I just hang up the phone. So she keeps blowing up my phone. I finally answer. It's the same thing. So I get agitated because it's like, you don't act like this. Like, you don't talk to me like this.
Yeah, but
But
when you
when
with your
it's,
friend,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't talk to me like when it's just me and you. So why you talk to me like this? Like when your friends involved. Mind you, I don't like them anyway. So I was getting irritated, and they were like, "Well, pull up the Waffle House. Pull up the Waffle House." I was like, "That's a bet." I get in my car. Now she want to talk to me nice.
oh, wait, they some pull up the Waffle House for what?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And then the next day, she had called me and she was like, "I'm sorry." This and the third. I wasn't trying to hear it, so I was like, "Yeah, we're done."
Okay.
No, that still wasn't it. Actually, she she found out that
Wait, but you say y'all were done, but I guess
I told her I was done, but she kept it going.
She kept trying to.
Just start stuff.
Okay.
And it got to the point he got involved. She had texted his phone, and I'm like, we wasn't even together then, so. And,
wait, she got his number
and she texted him on Instagram.
Oh, okay, yeah. Nah, she doing too much. She doing too much. We'll continue.
Yes, she had texted his phone, and then she said, and excuse my French, she said, "Tell your hoe to stop talking about me."
Okay. Yeah, she crossed the line. But that's an important thing to stop and just talk about real quick. If you with somebody, and first of all, you do not want your significant other, your partner, whoever you're in a relationship with, to be telling all your business to their friends or whoever their best friend is, because it can get in the way. Because usually when people are talking to their friends in a relationship about somebody else, it's usually more, I don't know if this is the case for just me, but it's usually bad stuff. Like, people is not saying like, "Oh, he did this simple thing, he did that," but when they get you heated, they say, "Oh, they did this," and then the only thing that your friend gonna have in their head is the bad things that they did, and then they gonna be like, "Oh, no, this," and it's just gonna be a whole negative thing. So you shouldn't in the beginning just be talking about what y'all got going on with your other friends. That's what I think, my opinion.
Yeah, like, and that is kind of another issue that we had in the beginning of our relationship. But we I don't know how to explain it, but we were just mad because we didn't want anyone in our business, because it was just like, this is between us, this is what we got going on.
Oh my gosh. And yeah, I definitely had an experience when everybody's in your business and they know who you're talking to. It's not a good thing. It's not, because I was in a relationship one time and everybody knew, and it was at high school. I think you know what I'm talking about. And boy, when I tell you, the whole school and was going blah 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 blah, and it's annoying, and it's irritating, and it messes with you and the other person you probably talking to head. So keeping yourself private and keeping it to yourself is definitely something that I think that most people should do. But if you choose to put yourself out there, don't be mad when people start talking about you, because you let them in on your relationship. So of course they're gonna have their opinion. But go ahead, you can go ahead back what you were saying about y'all and having to overcome that.
Oh,
you said like y'all wanted to keep it private because something was going on.
Because it's like, it was just everyone, we didn't want everyone in our business, and like, we didn't want to show that we were on bad terms, if that makes sense. But like, after a while, it was like because at first we would go to our friends over like petty stuff, but like, I know for me, I go to my best friend when it's something serious and I don't know how to fix it. But other words, I know she be tired of me when I be talking like, yeah, my husband this, my husband that. But like I said, when it's like bad, I only go to her when it's like, when I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, you need some advice, and that's cool, because we don't always have all the answers, and sometimes you can get help when you don't. It's like going to therapy, but it's your friend. But I want to go back to high school or whenever, because you said that she was with whoever this girl you was with before. When did that all start? Because when you had your first relationship, was that a girl too, or was that
my like first ever relationship?
Yeah, you said back in 8th grade.
No, that was a boy.
Okay, so when did y'all get together? You and the girl. When did that start?
Like me, an old girl, or my
first girl, I guess. First girl.
Technically, she was my first girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
She was my first girlfriend, but like the first girl I talked to,
when was that?
junior year.
And what do you think led you to that?
Funny story. So it was like this group chat or whatever on Snapchat, and three of my friends were in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like jokingly, one of them had added me to it, and it was a gay group chat.
That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. So basically, like a whole bunch of girls trying to talk to each other. So I didn't know what was going on until I saw one girl who I used to be friends with. She was in there, and I was like, that's when I thought it was a joke because she never told me
that she was
like that.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I thought I'm seeing her like joking this and the third, and now I'm getting looked at sideways. So everybody like, oh, she faking it, she not gay for real. This and the third.
You throwing jokes.
Right. So when I had left the group chat, it was one girl who reached out to me, and she was like, they didn't have to dog you out like that, and this and the third.
They was really mad. They was
dog like like, why are you in here if you're not gay for real? This and the third. And I was like, okay, well, shit, my bad. But yeah, she had reached out, and she was just like checking up on me. Like, they didn't dog you out like that, so just making sure you're straight, this and the third.
Tight.
So it got to the point where we were talking for hours, and then we had fell asleep on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After she checked on you, and that was the person that you ended up. Oh no, that was, you said this was the first girl you kind of talked to.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so if you was jokingly, because obviously at that time when you was in the group chat, you wasn't.
Right.
You was just playing around, but I guess the girl who checked up on you, y'all kind of got serious when she came and checked up on you, and you thought about it.
Yeah, basically, but like, I mean, I wasn't really stuck on the fact that she was a girl. It's just more like how she would talk to me, and how she took the time to check up on me. Not the fact that she was a
type
girl.
Thing, yeah. But she was giving you that attention and like making sure and doing all this stuff. That okay, I get what you're saying. And then I guess from there on, like, you was just like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just whoever was treating you right, I guess you felt like, or you felt like.
No, it was more of like who came up to me, because I wasn't the type to like, if I like you and I wanted you, I'm not gonna go up to you. I'm gonna wait till you come to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, that's just kind of.
Go ahead.
That is kind of how it was, like.
Okay, well, from then on, that girl you was talking to, was it like back and forth, or was after the girl you was talking to? Yeah, I never really dated, but was after that? Was that when you met the other girl, or did you talk to the dude before? Or it was just what?
After her, I talked to a dude, and then another girl when I moved back. When I moved back to Noonan.
Okay, it sounded like it really wasn't about whether they was male or female. It's about like their character, who they were, kind of more as a person.
Basically.
Did you move around a lot as a kid? Like, was you going from different schools to different houses? Because I
different states, yeah.
Different states.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that affected like how you grew up in like your friendships and relationships, or because I know I hear some of my friends who have been around like moving so much they can't keep a solid group of people because they have to leave their other friends behind and all this other stuff. So did you move around that much to where that kind of affected your relationships with other people?
Yeah, definitely friendships, because it got to a point where it was like I didn't see a point of making friends because I was going to end up leaving them and then probably not even talking to them again. And excuse me, when I had left, moving back with my mom right before 6th grade, I had this one friend, Noelle.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the only person who like would play outside with me, basically,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I
Right.
could, anyway. So like, and then times where I had to bring my brothers outside, like she didn't care, like she played with them too. So it was just like, we were good friends, and then
It was a solid
That is
young
good.
friend when you was younger.
Mhm.
How old was y'all? Like 4, 5, 6, 7,
probably like 10, 11.
10, 11. Oh, okay. So it was like one of those solid young back neighborhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And then like when I had moved, she was actually the only person like out of all the people who I moved around that kept in contact until like we just stopped talking.
Eventually, but through your moves, she was still like y'all still contacted through whatever
Yeah.
form. Okay.
But before that, it was just like, ain't no point of making friends. I'm finna leave you in like a couple months anyway.
So was you doing that because you was going back and forth from your mom and dad, or because your mom was moving a lot?
It was my dad. My dad was the one moving around. My mom, she stayed, but
And she stayed in one place
mhm.
for the most part. Okay. I don't think we really touched. I'm gonna go ahead and get into how we met, and that was in
My 10th grade year, your freshman year.
yeah. What was that?
Nothing.
Yeah, how we met, which is 10th grade year, and my what?
Freshman year.
It was my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think what was it? Did we have a class at that point or no?
Mm-hmm. We had drama.
You sure? I thought we met at lunch.
Yeah. We had drama because that's when I had just got my braces. First semester when I got there.
When you
And
got your
that's
braces.
that's when Miss Roberts was working there.
Miss Roberts. Yeah, I think she was racist, but nah, she was cool. She was cool.
I
She
was
was
gonna
cool.
say,
But
to you maybe, but she was cool with me.
nah, yeah, I don't think I think I was thinking about what's it called, Miss Q, Miss Quadeca,
I call her Natalie. So
Natalie. I don't know, remember, but I think I was thinking about her. But yeah, I thought we met at lunch, and I think we got introduced to a mutual friend
Jamira. Mm-hmm.
that was like my school, my Dukes. That was like
Mhm.
mom in school, but it was just jokes. But yeah, but that's why I don't think we met in drama, because I
don't think
I had that class yet.
we didn't acknowledge each other in that class because I was talking to like a whole different group of people.
Hmm. But yeah, the thing I remember is she had said something to me about you saying something about me, and I was like, yo. I think, and then when I think I followed you on Snapchat or something like that, or we started talking on Snap.
I don't think so. I think it was in person. That's when I started talking to Thaddeus and them. Cause wasn't you already friends with Thaddeus?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's when. And Malachi. The only other person was Ethan.
Who wasn't talking to? I don't think. Cause you wasn't cool with them at that point though, right?
I didn't start being cool with them until after. Yeah, I had met you.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, wait, we didn't meet up or talk to them. So after that, what's it called? She told me, said something. I think I either followed you on Snapchat or Instagram, and then I guess we started talking after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I bring that up because it's a lot of things I learned while in a relationship, when we first got in a relationship, from our relationship, because I don't know if at that time, I think that was my second relationship ever. I don't know what it was for you, but it was my second relationship ever, and after we ended that relationship, I realized I was not. I don't think I was mature enough to be in a relationship at that point for me, because
I mean, neither one of us were. Like, we were like, what, 14, 15 at the time?
sophomore, 15, 16. Are you sure?
It was before I had turned 16.
Oh, okay. I think so then.
By 16, that's when Miss Q or Natalie was working there upstairs.
Yeah. And then eventually she no, Miss Roberts is the one who eventually quit, or she left, or however that worked. But then yeah, the things I learned from that relationship was privacy. Number one, gotta be number one. And
but then again, like, Who though? Because me, I didn't say nothing. So who started it?
First of all, I don't think that it was people saying stuff. I don't think that I said something. I think people just seen.
Oh.
I think that might have been what happened, but I ain't gonna cap. If somebody asked,
Oh, you would say yeah.
I would, let them know.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's why I say that. That's why I learned because, yeah, at the time I was not gonna lie. I was like, yeah,
Oh.
that's. They were like, yo. I was like, yeah.
See.
But and then how to talk to somebody because I don't know when we say relationship I don't feel like we really talk for real. I don't think we really like we were together, but
that was a good 3 days. Why it lasted, I guess.
Yeah, or like I don't know, however long it did, but that was quick and it ended real fast. But yeah, I don't know if you had something going on. I don't know. I feel like I wasn't like it was cool, but I don't know. Was you like maybe you had something going on at home? I don't know why I felt like you was always mad or something.
I for sure was. Living with like what 11, 12 people. Of course I came to school. That's why because I wasn't going to join the step team at Fayette until I heard about the scholarship thing. So when I had joined the team, I used to take all my frustrations out on them.
Yeah.
Or on the step, whatever we was doing. But yeah, I was for sure always mad. And then even in drama when the days where it wasn't so bad, when I was, joking and laughing, but like regardless, like I was
irritated,
bitter, and just angry. Plus
the
stuff that was going on with my dad at the time. Then I told some of y'all about.
Yeah, you did. That was afterwards, but yeah, at that time, I never knew, and I didn't know how to really communicate to you because at that time, me, I was really like an extra like animated person. I'm always like doing the extra stuff and being loud, trying to be funny and all that. But at that time, you was kind of bitter, like you said. I mean, but so I would be trying to play around sometimes, and you'd be like not playing around. So after that ended, I forgot why it officially ended, but I know it was. I felt like it was a lot because of everybody at school, partially,
everybody
and then
in my face.
Yeah, every day. It was like a week or two of just straight
like paparazzi. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and it was never that deep to me. I really didn't understand it, but yeah, I guess they beg to differ. But after that, I was actually surprised we stayed cool for so long because even now, we've been out of high school for 2 years.
Well, 3 for me.
And well, yeah, I forgot you look. Yeah, she's like 24.
Anyway.
So we had our trials and tribulations because even when we stayed cool, I started talking to somebody else, and boy, y'all did not get together. Y'all did not.
I mean, first of all, and I speak on behalf of everybody, and
in the group. Oh, okay.
Yes,
that was
me
evil.
And
evil. That was a borderline like menaces. We
I was not that bad, and don't even do that because I was not that bad. And the only thing that I did was out of reaction to what she did. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a little crazy.
I admit I did take some things too far, but the only thing that I don't regret is about to swing on her because she spit on me.
Dang, I forgot about that. That was all in high school, bro.
And then you just come out of around the corner out of nowhere.
My spidey sense. I knew something was up, so I had to come in. Yeah, because I don't know. That was just crazy to me, bro. The only thing that I think was kind of crazy was just you was a little aggressive person back then.
I for sure was, and
like
I definitely
always trying to fight, bro. Like I don't know what it was.
I told you I was always like a angry person, like stuff that was going on with my dad, stuff that was going on at home, and I didn't know. I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know the right place or the right time to project those emotions. I didn't even know what half those emotions were at the time. So
That's
when I saw opportunity, I took it.
to just go and let it go.
Yeah, like to just and I kind of felt like it was also like I would definitely feel that way when I felt tried, and then that's when I had an excuse to be like, all right, so I'm not in the wrong. Like,
oh my gosh, that just brought. I'm not in the wrong if I. That's what that's.
Yeah, now you know how I was just said it. Now I'd be wrong if I throw this chair at her because, like I said, the girl like I forgive her now.
Yeah, because you can't.
Spit on me.
I wasn't there. I don't really know if that happened or not.
Oh, really? Should I call up our witnesses?
I don't
1,
think,
2, and
I don't think
not
that,
3, because
oh my god, yeah, but
1 and 2.
yeah, I don't know if that was the case, but
Okay.
all I know is that when I got there, y'all was about to get it going, and I did not need that happening because what's it called? But the real point was just realizing that even if when things don't go right in relationships, they don't always gotta end bad, and it can still be cool if you. I know it's not the same way for everybody because some people get out of relationships with toxic people, but if y'all cool, if y'all could, like, cause it sounded like you went through, even though you used to be like you said angry, bitter, or you wanted to like pop off, I don't know, you've been through stuff that made you reflect or think differently on how you handle your emotions and whatnot. So, it's certain people that's out there that you can that can go through that. But if you know that whoever you with can't, then I guess I wouldn't want to stay cool with them. But if they are, then I think that we don't always got to end on bad terms when it comes to relationships. What was it? Did you have like a medical thing? Because I remember used to what was that? I wanted to talk about that. If you can.
I mean I will, but not like too much. But they're like mini seizures. So if I get too anxious, too stressed,
and I want to bring that up because I was gonna ask: has it always been like that, or do you think it was one point where like it originated from, and was it because of like something going on in the family or that's built up and then boom, that happened?
I always didn't have them. When I was working with you at CBB's, that's the first time it ever happened. So
for real?
It was new.
Wait, no. I think. Are you sure that was the first time?
It for sure was the first time.
I don't know because I remember it happened at Stevie B's, but I remember knowing that like that could happen because I remember I could have sworn you had a past experience when I was there too. That was the first time.
Because other times, well, not really other times, but like usually if, like I said, if I get too stressed, anxious, even too hot, like too worked up, overwhelmed, whatever, like I would just get lightheaded. But that was the first time I actually like passed out from it.
At Stevie B's. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So that's what it was. You used to get lightheaded, but you never had really.
I never actually like passed out from it.
Yes, bro. So yeah, we was working out at Stevie B's, bro, and out of nowhere, she was like, "I think you said you was feeling weird."
Yeah, this man found me in the freezer.
I said, "What are you doing?" She's like, I think you said you was hot or something. Your head was dizzy." I'm like, "Bro, are you straight?" And then I think we tried to sit you down, or you tried to walk, and then I said, "Oh."
Yep.
And then we brought you outside. I was like, "Bro, what the heck?" I didn't know that like you was out. I was like, "Bro, what the heck?" But I just thought that was crazy, and I wanted to see if it was from like emotional things from at home, or people building up stress and all that. If it had played a part.
I mean,
because after that, did it ever happen again?
It still happens. It just doesn't happen like as often. Like it now, the last one I had, actually it's been like almost a whole year since it happened.
But it has happened
Mm-hmm.
since, way more time since then.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever like got in an argument and then that happened? Cause
Mm-hmm.
you and your husband has that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like all the way or just dizziness?
All the way.
I feel like that like affected the way y'all communicate then, because does he have to make sure y'all don't get to a certain point?
After that, the very first one.
Did he know already? Like having these? Oh, okay, wow. You scared that nigga to death.
I did, and he told me that when I woke up. Like I had, first of all, I remember this day like it was yesterday.
Go ahead, cuz.
So this is how I knew that's my man. Cause like I said, one day when it first happened, womanly things were going on. You know what I'm saying? That time.
Oh yeah.
And
That time the
right.
month. Okay.
And I was trying out for the cheer team and just tryouts.
In college?
Stressing me out. Yeah. Even like just because I tried out. Well, I didn't even try out. I talked to the coach for volleyball to play my first year. Mm-hmm. And she always wanted to go back and forth with me. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to play on your team. So I went to cheer, something that I also knew before because it was too late for step.
Okay.
So I had tried out, and like I said, even tryouts were stressful because like they was.
It's intense.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just like some of them was just mean for no reason. It was like, it's my first day out here.
Yeah, in college, I think they don't go far. That's tough. So then what happened?
So it was one day after tryouts. A friend of mine at the time, she wanted to go to the gym. So we had came back from the gym, and I was just like hot and like burning up. So I was like, I need some air, like I need some water.
Mm-hmm. Like a freezer?
Mm-hmm. So they had walked me outside, and I was like, I'm gonna pass out. So they had got me in the car, and as soon as we got back, like as soon as we walked through the door in the dorm building, I had passed out. So when I had woke up, I was in his bed.
Was he there when you? Cause you said when y'all got in the dorm building, was he in the building?
He was in his room.
Oh, okay.
So when I had woke up in his bed, that's when they told me like, you had us all scared, you passed out, we didn't know like what was going on. So that's when I had finally told them like what was going on, and I had explained it, and I even told them like,
how long was you out? Did they tell you?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So I had explained like what happened, what prevents it, what causes it. So then the next time it had happened, it was because it was around finals, fall semester.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already stressed out because I was trying to get like some last minute help from my professor. They wasn't trying to give it, like, so I had to ask around my classmates. They was being stingy. I was like, okay, that's fine. Or I would even ask people like who already took that class.
Mm-hmm.
Still nothing. So I was like, oh my goodness. And I was trying to hurry up and get these projects done. But long story short, I got really hot and I was overwhelmed.
Where were you?
In his room.
Oh, okay. Y'all was together?
Mm-hmm. We were talking at this time.
Oh, I meant like y'all was together, like you was in his room and he was there too. Okay.
So it had happened. I passed out. When I woke up, the paramedics was in his room telling me to breathe. Excuse me. And went they put me on the thing in the truck, and when I had got to the hospital, I was in and out on the way to the hospital. So when I had got there, they then when they had finally let him in, they were like, he was just telling me like, I'm not going anywhere because the doctor was like, you can't really stay in here. He's like, I'm not gonna leave her.
Mm.
So they had to get my sister because they needed only relatives can be in there. So they had to come get my sister So she had came in there, but he was like outside the room the whole entire time.
Like
until I was finally discharged and ready to go. And
okay,
then,
so he stayed stuck there.
Yeah.
Everybody. How long was you in there? A couple of hours?
Yeah, a couple hours.
God dang. Okay, so that's when you was like, yo,
That's my man.
locked in for life. Okay, I'll fuck with that, man. I'll fuck with that. So, of course, I'm really wondering about, because I've had my doubts about being married and whether or not I would actually go through with that. But we around the same age, and you are already getting married. So how is it being married at a young age?
Honestly, like it's really like it's great, definitely a blessing, because especially nowadays you can't even apparently hold a conversation with nobody for too long. But one thing that I will say is, like, the big thing is don't give up on each other, because when we had first got together, we were just coming out of two different relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So his was only like his wasn't for that long. Mine was like well over a year.
Yeah, I think a couple.
So
two.
I feel like I had more baggage than he did, because, not saying like I wasn't necessarily like stuck on her, it was more of the stuff that she did
That affected you from the long way.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'll be times where, like, I'm older than her and she was trying to little girl me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, don't get me wrong, it'll be some times where I would talk to her a little sideways.
Right, I can see that.
Okay.
Good day.
Anyway, not like, yeah, I talked to her sideways from time to time, or I feel like I could have shown up more for, problems that she has. Like, she's shown up for me, and this, that, and the third. But I don't think I feel like we were only there for each other to actually teach each other that very lesson.
Mm.
So
that's strong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that.
But like, I don't know how she feel, but on my part, it's like, it's no resentment, no bad blood. Like, it didn't work out. It just didn't work out. But
yeah, I don't think people sometimes don't understand that I think people like to stay mad, and they think that if they stay mad, it's gonna affect them, mm-hmm. or they gonna you want to be like a petty type of thing. But mm-hmm. really, in order to help yourself, you need to get over the things that happened in the past and be okay with it, because like you kind of said, y'all was in each other's life to learn certain lessons, mm-hmm. and what you got from it. And I think that when you sit back and you look at past things that happened to you that might have been bad, or this, that, and other, you can learn a lot from them, and they help you change in better ways, which also helps the people around you. Like, for instance, you and your relationship you in right now, because if you keep that same type of malice or the vengeance type of thing to you, it'll stay with you in the other relationships too, because it's that whole thing's like a mindset. Mm-hmm. So if you keep that mindset, it'll affect all that. What got it to that point where you're like, okay, y'all was like, wait, how did that happen? Did he propose? Like, how was that? Talk about that.
Oh,
how did he propose?
Because we actually didn't start dating until December 29th of 2021. So he went to basic last year, basic training for the Air Force.
He's in Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So last year.
Wait, he's in the Air Force right now?
Mm-hmm.
How long he been in the Air Force?
For a year.
Like, he lives there, or where is?
Yeah, he's stationed in Hawaii.
In Hawaii. So y'all doing long distance right now?
Mm-hmm. But that's been kind of our thing. Like, ever since. Well, I don't know. Ever since because we both left Georgia Southern at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And he just was working until he figured out what he wanted to do. I just jumped back to school. So while he was working and I was going to school, because he lived in Warner Robins and I'm in Noonan, that's like, a cool hour, 50 some minute drive.
Yeah.
So, but I wouldn't really say we were long distance because I was still like at his house. Yeah, like okay. I was making that drive like every weekend, every other weekend, every other day. Like when I was not like, as soon as I got off of school or when I was done with school, I'm on the way to his house.
Right.
So, okay. But what actually started to affect us with distance was when, like I said, when he was in basic, the our only way of communicating was letters.
Damn.
But
because that makes sense. Yeah, he's in the army. He can't just. Mm-hmm.
But he only got 3 phone calls the whole time he was basic. But I only made 2 of those calls. When I had missed that one, for sure I was boohoo crying, snot and all.
You missed it? Like, is it a certain time only that he could take the calls?
And I fell asleep. Oh. So when I had woke up, I couldn't call him back.
Yeah, I can't even argue about it or none of that.
I wasn't.
But you can't say, oh, I accidentally did it. You can't say anything because after you miss that call, that's it.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because, like, that was his last phone call. The one that I missed. I had missed his last phone call.
So, from what I've heard, you're going to move to Hawaii. You're going to be moving to Hawaii to stay down there for what? Are you staying down there for good, or are you planning on staying down there for a certain amount of time, or have y'all decided like what's going to happen?
So he's stationed there for 3 years. So when I come down there, well, we're gonna come back for Christmas, and then after that, y'all probably won't know because we'll be back in April
next year.
And then after that, probably not until like 2020.
Okay, 2027.
3 years, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 2 more questions because you didn't say how he proposed.
We were he proposed at a steakhouse, on a rooftop steakhouse.
On a rooftop? You got to the rooftop?
It was a rooftop steakhouse.
I don't know what that is. Maybe I don't know if it's me or if you're not explaining that well, but
okay.
Because I'm thinking is
you're right. That's my fault. We were already planning to get married.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Right. So he didn't have the ring until right after my birthday, I think. But I didn't know. So when over spring break of this year, he had took me to a steakhouse and he had reservations on the roof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you meant he climbed to the top of the roof.
No.
And was like, "Yo, No. And they had the sign. Okay, I don't know because you said rooftop. I'm thinking, dang, this nigga climbed the roof.
No.
Okay. What made y'all like decide to? Because I feel like me personally, I think that's big. This is what y'all doing is kind of big. So what? I don't know if you said it or maybe if I'm tripping, but what made y'all like? Because you said y'all talked about it. So
right.
How did y'all get to like? Okay, yeah, I think we should
do this for real. Yeah. Now that's a long story. Because
I mean, did y'all talk about it for a long time?
Like it's been we talked about it for like months. Probably right before he went to basic till he got to AIT. That's when we were like, even in our letters, like we would be talking about it.
Fighters, man. Bring me back.
Matter of fact, I think I have a picture from the very last letter he wrote me.
A picture from it?
I think so. But, show you that later.
Okay. But, I mean, like, if it's a long story, it's cool. But I just want to say that what y'all doing is kind of like, I really, really, like, kudos to y'all because nowadays it seems like it's hard as mud to find some real ones, some people who really in it for the long haul because it seems like everybody just...
It's just the mindset that this generation has. if you think about it, like a lot of women are, oh, I don't need a man for this, I don't need a man for that, this and the third. Biologically and spiritually, yes, you do. Like, you cannot do everything a man can do, and vice versa. A man cannot do everything a woman can do. That is why we were created. We were created for each other, not just so we can. We can't produce by ourselves. We can't do certain things by ourselves. That's why we were created for each other. And then too, it's just the whole independent mindset that most people have, not just men but in women. Like, I've had that mindset too, like, oh, I can do everything by myself, this and the third. Well, if that's the case, why is your partner here?
Right.
So it's like, you have, not saying you have to be, gullible or naive to be like, oh yeah, they're here to treat me right, this and the third. Like, all I'm saying is you can't do it by yourself, King. Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
And then I've also realized that most men don't want independent women because, like I said, they're gonna be like, well, what am I here for if you can do everything by yourself?
Yeah, because then usually when people have that mindset, they carry themselves a certain way, and it kind of gets in the way of how y'all supposed to be together. If you think you could do everything on your own.
Not even that, like, just having that mindset instantly pushes people away. Because it's like, well, if you can, like I said, if you can do everything by yourself, then what am I here for? And my husband was the one who taught me that. Because, like, when we went through a very toxic stage of, like, that's when all of our insecurities were showing, our past trauma and family and friendships, that's when it started showing bad. To the point where we had to take a whole day just to separate ourselves from each other and then come back and be like, you know what? I apologize for this. I didn't mean to do this. And then I say that to say, like, you don't have to be in your partner's face 25/8 when you're, I guess, having like a heated argument or just going back and forth. Like, it is okay to be like,
take a breather.
To take a breather and then to come back. Just don't go to sleep on it. And that's something I'm still learning. To get it to whatever you need. That's actually a big thing in marriage too. Like, even my mom was talking about, like, whatever the issue is, solve it before you go to sleep, especially if you're going to bed next to each other every night.
Oh yeah.
So to even, like, and then I also learned that those uncomfortable conversations need to be had. Like, what about me that you don't like? Or what do I do that irritates you? Like, those type of they have to be had. Because if you walking around and they say something a certain type of way and you don't like it, they can't read your mind, so how they gonna know?
Tight.
If you don't tell them, they can't fix it.
And I think that's powerful because sometimes nowadays we... Wait, hold on. Say what you had just said again, because it hit me so well. I kind of forgot what I was going with.
The last thing about, like, if they don't know, they can't fix it.
But before that, you said an instance that happened or something happened. Like, what made you say that if they don't know, they can't fix it?
Oh, like, if they do something that annoys you or irritates you or there's something you don't like about them, how are they gonna fix it?
You was talking about having that hard, uncomfortable conversations.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that that's definitely powerful because sometimes nowadays it's hard to have that type of conversation because some people can't handle the truth, and it's like you got to be that type of person that hears it and then reflects on it and be able to work on that, because if y'all don't have those conversations, it's kind of like with your emotions, it'll build up, and then when something little happens, it'll be popping off and you're like, where does this come from? Well, this happened, you never said nothing that whole time. So then when this little thing happened, you letting all that stuff out that you never said. And then you like, whoa, where did this come from? And then that keeps happening, it'll affect the relationship.
It does. Because I used to be like that. I used to be the one to be like, wait until we get into a heated argument to be like, well, now since we talk about it, you done did this and that and third that made me mad.
But you never said nothing in that moment.
So to him, he was like, why didn't you tell me? So it was like, the simple fact of it has to be in while you're having that uncomfortable the main thing, like the most important thing, is to listen without interrupting. Let them say everything that they need to get out before you say your piece, because that's where a lot of miscommunication comes from. You're not like, let's say if I told you your birthday, and you just be like, my birthday, like if you get super defensive, I was gonna say, but I got you some gum so you could fix, like you didn't let me like,
right.
So, and then now you left looking stuck and stupid, because like, if you would have let me finish. So my key thing is, when you're having those uncomfortable or any conversation, listen without interrupting. So they can say what they need to say. You can say what you need to say, because for one, that miscommunication may happen, and then two, interrupting can just cause an argument by itself.
Yeah, and then y'all will be having a talk about something, and then when you interrupt, or y'all could be arguing about something, and when you interrupt, it turns into a whole nother thing, and then y'all not even talking about what initially caused it anymore. Y'all doing a whole nother thing, and then the whole point of the conversation is pointless, because you're not getting nowhere when it comes to solving what the issue really was. So then y'all playing like ring around the rosy when it comes to like arguing. It's like, usually what I've seen is trying to be the one who's right, or already ready to defend yourself, because while that person talking, you thinking about what you can say to rebuttal what they're saying, instead of, like you said, listening to see what, and actually hear what they're saying, and how things could change, or how you feel about it or whatnot. So I definitely think that's very important to do. I think, it do really seem like it's like nobody, like a lot of women or this generation is really like crazy, but I think that if the people who really trying to find someone and lock in with them and like have a genuine relationship, we got to stop looking online or social media, because I feel like you find real people just in real life, and like walking around doing different experiences and getting out, rather than just being on social media, because social media has gotten like, it's just brain rot nowadays. It's just a bunch of dumb stuff, and I feel like that also gets in the way of relationships too nowadays, because social media, like when you see certain things, people compare a lot, and that affects the way they think, and insecurities, I think.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, especially on social media, like let's say me and you never met before, and and like we met through social media, and like I see your page, I automatically like have expectations, like, or I automatically have like a picture painted of you as like, oh yeah, he's that type to this and the third. But when I meet you, it's like, you could be like, I could probably think, like, from like all the workout videos and this and the third, I can probably be like, oh yeah, he's probably the cocky type. Oh yeah, I'm so strong, this and the third. Whole time, like, you nothing like that. This motivation, that's, you just a laid back type of dude.
But just going off the social media type thing, you can get
the wrong idea. Or a lot of people really faking it on social media. So it's like, you already like,
you only getting what they putting out, what they show you, and that could be very misleading. So I think that moral of the story, like, you gotta go out and experience life, not on social media, just going through different experiences, different places, and base what you go through, rather than basing like how life is through social media. Because I feel like, I do think that it's a lot of BS going on, and the dating situations out here is like crazy, but it also seems like it's less in real life, but more on social media, because most of the times when we see stuff like that, it's on social media, unless you're in Atlanta. When you go to Atlanta, everything you see on social media is happening in Atlanta. That's all I gotta say. Cause boy, in Atlanta, boy, downtown, they be actually like that. All right, y'all. We run out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and end it. If there's anything else you want to say to them, or if you want to give them your socials, you know, you can say it now. If you don't, that's cool. And,
No, I'm straight.
type. Okay, y'all have a good day, and we out. Peace.
Bye.